all, today's top breaking news with Gitanjali from Bayan Times. King George Hospital morgue in Visa closed after doctor test positive for COVID-19. King George Hospital KGH authorities on Monday closed the morgue in the hospital premises after a postgraduate PG doctor attached with the forensic medical department tested positive for COVID-19. A total of 20 primary contacts of the doctor, including 5 other PG doctors, 5 medical officers, and some paramedical staff of the department, were sent to quarantine. According to KGH officials, all the staff working at the morgue were provided with PPEs and precautionary measures were taken while performing autopsy on the dead bodies. It is suspected that the PG doctor had recently traveled to Guntur and returned to Vishakhapatnam in a bus. Soon after the doctor tested positive, his 20 primary contacts were tested for COVID-19 and all of them tested negative. However, all 20 were sent to quarantine as a precautionary measure and the morgue closed. Andhra Medical College principal Dr. P.V. Sudhakar said KGH officials said they will now be making alternative arrangements to conduct post-mortems on dead bodies. Andhra Pradesh Kanipkam temple closed for 2 days after guard test positive for COVID-19. The famous Sri Swambhu Varsede Vinayak Swami temple in Kanipkam of Chittoor district was closed for darshan to pilgrims for 2 days after a home guard posted there tested positive for coronavirus. Temples across Andhra Pradesh opened for darshans to devotees on June 10 after remaining closed for more than 2 months due to nationwide lockdown imposed to contain the spread of coronavirus. After conducting a 2-day trial run on providing darshans to devotees maintaining physical distancing, the Kanipkam temple was opened for darshans on June 10. Officials conducted COVID-19 tests on 60 members of the temple staff as a precautionary measure and one homeguard tested positive for the virus on Monday. The homeguard was shifted to Tirupati for treatment. Kanipkam temple officials said they have decided to close the temple for 2 days to take up disinfectant activity as a precaution to contain the spread of coronavirus. Darshans at the temple will commence from June 17. Andhra sees highest single-day COVID-19 spike with 304 new cases, deaths rise to 86. Andhra Pradesh recorded its highest single-day COVID-19 spike with 304 new COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours by Monday 9 am. 2 more casualties, one each in Anandpur and Kurnool, were also reported during this period. The total number of cases in the state now stands at 6,456, while the toll is 86. According to the media bulletin issued by the State Command Control Room on Monday, a total of 15,173 samples were tested in the state in the last 24 hours and 246 tested positive for the virus. Another 52 positive cases were reported among those who returned from other states. 6 more positive cases were reported among foreign returnees, taking the cumulative total of new cases reported in the last 24 hours to 304. Another 47 people were discharged from COVID hospitals across the state in the last 24 hours after their recovery. Similarly, 22 among those who returned from other states were also discharged. The total number of discharge in the state now stands at 3,385. Four prisoners in Tirupati, Anantapur, Nellore jails test positive for coronavirus. An under-trial prisoner brought to the Tirupati sub-jail 2 days ago from Pichatur in Chittoor has tested positive for coronavirus. On Saturday night, he was admitted to an isolation ward in SVR Ruya Hospital. 5 persons who came in contact with him were shifted to the quarantine center inside the jail. The 21-year-old was kept in a B block cell with 5 others. According to jail authorities, he is a native of Gandhinagar in Uttukottai of Tamil Nadu and was arrested by Andhra police in connection with an attempted rape on a minor girl. Based on a complaint lodged by the victim's parents on June 11, Pichatur police had taken him into custody and produced him before a court. After a judge sent him to judicial remand, the prisoner was shifted to the Tirupati sub-jail. The prisoner, was carrying the virus even before he was sent to judicial remand. In compliance with the government order, he gave his blood sample for test after he was brought to the sub-jail 2 days ago. Two 2000 megawatt capacity solar plants to come up in Prakasam. Prakasam authorities are gearing up to set up two 2000 megawatt capacity solar power plants in the western part of the district. the state government has decided to increase the production and utilization of solar power. To this end, the government will set up solar power plants with a total capacity of 10,000 megawatt across the state. Accordingly, the district authorities are planning to establish the plants in Chandrasekharapuram, CS Puram, and Donakonda areas. As per the government's directives, we are making necessary arrangements for establishment of the two plants in West Prakasam. One plant will be come up at Peda Gogulapalli village by acquiring lands in CS Puram, Pamuru, and Veligandla Mandal limits. Another plant will be established in Donakonda. About 5,000 acres of land would be acquired for the project, he said. The collector ordered the officials to make a comprehensive plan for acquisition of the required lands for the twin projects. False cases against TDP leader show Jagan's vindictive attitude, said Chandrababu Naidu. Leader of the opposition and TDP chief N. Chandrababu Naidu held an online video conference with his party's village committee leaders on Sunday and said that the state government had adopted a vindictive attitude towards the opposition, which was evident from the false cases being posted against the party leaders and the MLAs. Pointing out at the arrest of Vachan Naidu on Friday, J.C. Prabhakar Reddy, his son Asmit Reddy on Saturday, arrest of former MLA Chittamaneni Prabhakar, and cases filed against Yanamala Ramakrishnadu and Chinna Rajappa, he said Jagan was targeting political families having large public following. Kinjarapu Yeran Naidu family in North Andhra and Jesse brothers family in Rayalaseema have large following. Quoting Fidel Castro, he said, when a criminal becomes a ruler, innocent will be in jails, and it is clearly visible in Andhra Pradesh nowadays. All Achanaidu did was to confront the YSRC government on their policies which are not in public interest. Ignoring the health condition of a person who underwent a surgery, he was moved in a vehicle for long distances. We will lodge a complaint with the Human Rights Commission, he said. COVID-19, Visakhapatnam records single-day spike of 146 active cases. There is no let-up in COVID-19 cases in Visakhapatnam district. As many as 25 cases were reported in district on Sunday, which is the highest in a single day so far. With the new cases, the total corona count in the district increased to 283. About 1,895 samples were tested on Sunday. Andhra Medical College Principal P.V. Sudhakar, in a statement here, said there are 146 active cases in the district now. In all, 136 people were discharged from hospitals after their complete recovery. Only one person died due to coronavirus in the district so far. A police constable from Zone 1 in the city was among the 25 who tested positive. Among the new cases, 12 to 15 persons returned from other states, mostly from Delhi. 3 new cases were reported from Shivajipalam and 1 from Yerda. The number of containment zones increased by 2 with the new cases. Of the total 74 containment clusters, 36 are very active, 19 active and 19 dormant. 9 clusters were denotified last week as no fresh cases were reported in the zones for 28 days. APSRTC buses to Karnataka resume from Wednesday. The Andhra Pradesh State Road Transport Corporation (APSRTC) will resume bus services to Karnataka from Wednesday. Tickets can be booked on www.apsrtconline.in from Monday. At first, 168 bus services will be operated from across Andhra Pradesh, but there won't be any from Visakhapatnam, Srikakulam, and Vizianagaram. All buses will run from source to destination with no stops in between. As many as 10 buses will be operated from Vijayawada to Bengaluru, while those from Rayalaseema region will leave from Mysuru, Belgavi, Mangaluru, Chitradurga, Rangavati, Raichur, Ballari, Hubali, and Dharwad. As per the guidelines from the Ministry of Home Affairs (MHA), 5% of passengers on each bus will be tested at random for COVID-19. All of them will have to wear masks and maintain physical distancing at bus stations. Masks are being sold at bus stations for ₹10 each. Jesse, son lodged in Kadapa prison after Tadipatri officials raised security alarm. TDP leader and former MLA J.C. Prabhakar Reddy and his son Asmit Reddy were shifted to Kadapa Central Jail on Saturday night, with Tadipatri sub-jail authorities objecting to lodge them in the prison, citing security concerns. They were arrested in Hyderabad on Saturday for allegedly buying scrap vehicles, illegally registering them, plying them and selling some of them in violation of several laws and contrary to the Supreme Court verdict prohibiting the sale of BS3 vehicles. Both of them were produced before first class magistrate Tausif Khan, who remanded the duo to 14 days judicial custody. Following the magistrate order, both were taken to Anantpur district jail in Redipalli village in BK Samudram Mandal. As a COVID 19 case was reported in the jail, they were brought back to the magistrate, who then ordered police to lodge them in Tadipatri sub jail. When the duo were taken there, Tadipatri sub jail authorities raised concern, stating that they are not in a position to take such high profile remand prisoners for security reasons. Further, they said, as Prabhakar Reddy is well known for his influence in Tadipatri, lodging him in the sub jail is very risky. Government gives guarantee for DISCOMs to raise rupees 6,600 crore. The state government has extended guarantee as sought by the power distribution companies DISCOMs to raise a loan of rupees 6,600 crore from Power Finance Corporation PFC Limited or Rural Electrification Corporation REC Limited under Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan scheme announced by the centre as an economic stimulus to overcome COVID-19 crisis. The DISCOMs will now send their applications to PFC or REC, which will directly credit the loan amount into the accounts of eligible power generators as per the guidelines. According to Order MS 17 issued on Sunday by Energy Secretary Nagulapalli Srikant, the DISCOMs will use the loans for making payments towards power purchases. As on March 31, 2020, the DISCOMs accumulated power purchase dues of Rs 6,673.31 crore, excluding the state generators. Similarly, receivables from the government, subsidy arrears and others stood at Rs 10,827.27 crore by the end of 2019-20 fiscal. The officials said that as per the guidelines of the stimulus program, loan would be given to whichever is lower between receivables to DISCOMs from the government and payables by DISCOM to generators.
Andhra MLA's personal security officer dies of COVID-19. The personal security officer of a ruling YSR Congress MLA has died of coronavirus infection in Anantapur district of Andhra Pradesh. Officials said at least 8 people who worked in the MLA's office tested positive for the virus, the district authorities said. Following this, the MLA Kethi Reddy Venkatrami Reddy has been kept in home quarantine, Anantapur collector Kandam Chandradu told PTI over phone. Sources said the PSO, an armed police constable, also had other comorbidities that caused his death. The PSO did not get a COVID-19 test done, fearing stigmatization, and samples taken after his death confirmed he was positive for the virus, they said. The legislator issued a statement appealing to people to get tested for coronavirus if they experience any symptoms. He also appealed not to stigmatize the infected persons and treat them with courtesy. Telangana MLA Bajireddy Govardhan test positive, second state lawmaker to contract virus. After Jangaon MLA Muthireddy Yadagiri Reddy, another legislator Bajireddy Govardhan from Nizamabad ruler tested positive for COVID-19 on Sunday. The MLA, along with his wife, was immediately shifted to Hyderabad, where he was admitted in a corporate hospital. According to sources, Bajireddy Govardhan met Yadagiri Reddy in Hyderabad 2 days ago, and when returned home in Vinayak Nagar in Nizamabad town, he began showing symptoms of COVID-19. He had frequent bouts of cough and was feeling uneasy. Suspecting that something was wrong, he contacted District Collector C. Narayana Reddy, who sent a team of doctors to him. The medical team collected samples from the legislator and his wife and sent them to a lab for confirmation on Saturday. The test result came positive for Govardhan and negative for his wife on Sunday. The other family members are in quarantine now. MS Home G. Kishan Reddy launches robot to assist COVID-19 workers in Telangana. Minister of State for Home Affairs G. Kishan Reddy launched Garmi Ban, a robot that carries essential products to frontline COVID-19 workers. The robot was developed by Hyderabad-based company named AIC ALEAP of the V-Hub. Speaking on the occasion, the minister said the Garmi Ban was a device that kills surface and air microbes and could be used in isolation wards, quarantine centers, hospitals, and public spaces. He said that the state government has been negligent in following the advisory of the central government. The state government, for reasons inexplicable, has been callous in extending quality treatment to the patients, taking measures of containment, equipping hospitals with necessary capital, he said. NIA arrest key Maoist supporter in Telangana. The National Investigation Agency NIA arrested Nalmasa Krishna, Vice President of Telangana Praja Front (TPF), for playing a key role in supporting and furthering the activities of the banned CPI Maoist party. Krishna, who was recently released on bail, was undergoing treatment at a corporate hospital in Khammam. After questioning him for over 3 hours, the NIA arrested him. Earlier, the Jogulamba Gadwala district police registered a case against Mandri Madileti, president of the Telangana Vidyarthi Vedika (TVV), on similar charges. Based on the incriminating documents seized from Madileti's residence, the NIA registered a fresh case in 2019 and started investigating. It found that Krishna regularly visited the top leaders of the CPI Maoist in forests of Chhattisgarh. He was instrumental in directing TPF, TVV, and others to take up various agitations in line with the party's strategy, said the NIA.
With this, we conclude with our today's news headlines. For more such latest news and updates, like, share, and subscribe Payant Times.